It was supposed to be just a dare. 3 friends, Jake, Marcus, and Eli, decided to sneak into the abandoned farmhouse that sat at the edge of their small town. Everyone knew the place had a dark history. Its last owners had vanished, without a trace decades ago, leaving food rotting on the table and lights still on. Locals said the house was cursed, but to the boys it was nothing more than a thrill. They crept through the overgrown field, flashlights cutting through the thick September fog. The house loomed in the dark, its windows like empty sockets. Jake pushed the creaking door open, and the stench of mildew and something rotten filled their lungs. They laughed nervously, filming everything on Marcus's phone. Inside, dust coated every surface. But oddly, the furniture looked untouched, like the family might return any second. The clock on the wall still ticked, though it had no batteries. Eli whispered that he heard footsteps upstairs, but Jake brushed it off, daring him to prove it. The 3 climbed the staircase, each step groaning beneath their weight. The hallway stretched longer than it should have, lined with doors that hadn't been there when they first looked up from the bottom. Cold air seeped from the cracks, carrying with it faint whispers. Marcus pushed open one door. Inside was a child's bedroom, perfectly preserved. Tiny clothes laid out on the bed, toys scattered on the floor. But the toys weren't covered in dust like the rest of the house. Someone had touched them recently. Suddenly, the door slammed shut behind them. The window reflected not their faces, but 3 pale, grinning children who stared back with hollow eyes. Eli screamed and bolted, but the hallway twisted endlessly. The stairs nowhere to be found. Jake's flashlight flickered, and for a moment the walls seemed to pulse, as if the house itself was alive. The boys stumbled into a room that reeked of iron. In the center was a dining table, candles burning low, and 3 empty chairs waiting. Behind them, small footsteps padded closer, followed by high-pitched giggles that echoed inside their skulls. Only Marcus's phone was recovered the next morning, lying in the tall grass outside the farmhouse. The final recording showed the 3 sitting at the table, faces blank, as unseen hands placed plates in front of them. Then in the faintest whisper, a child's voice said, "Thanks for trespassing. You're ours now."